Good evening. We call to order the regular meeting of the West Valley City Council. We note that we have a quorum present. We have 6 members of the council here. Councilman Nordfeld is excused. And with that, we'll go to the opening ceremony, which I just remembered that I had. So I had nothing prepared other than inviting you to participate with us in a pledge to the flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I always have to check and see if we have any scout groups here or anything like that. And I don't see any, so we'll go on to the next item on our agenda, approval of minutes. To the council for a motion on the minutes.
Mayor, I would move for approval of the minutes of April 19th, 2016.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second, it's properly before us. Any discussion, any corrections need to be made? Seeing none, we'll place that for a vote. All in favor of approving the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passed unanimously, the minutes are approved. Next, we go to Employee of the Month under our awards and ceremonies. And that's Councilman Vincent, thank you.
Thank you, Mayor. This is a nomination by Maria Belcher, and she has nominated Marari. Yes, like Ferrari, he told me. Marari Lopez. And if she could please stand. Thank you. I would like to nominate Marari Lopez as the client victim. Lopez, I had a client victim I was working with that needed clothing for her and her child. The victim had gone through a horrible ordeal that included her child. Both had been left without clothes, and very limited clothing had been provided by another agency. I had made arrangements to pick up clothing and diapers for the baby. However, Marari took it upon herself to call SVC and speak to the people she knew. She was able to get them a voucher for $230 to the DI to help with clothes and additional items. Marari knows the importance of being able to go to the store and pick out items for yourself versus it being picked out for you. As she explained it to me, after everything has been taken away, it empowers a person. I'm so grateful she did this. She went above and beyond. Thank you. And you can come up and get this little certificate. Marari, if you want to take a minute and introduce the people who are here with you today.
Well, my name is Merari. I know it's not a very common, and it's easier to remember with Ferrari with an M. And I've been working in a great team, West Valley, as a victim advocate, and I'm a mother of 7 kids. And I have a wonderful, wonderful family. Thank you very much for the opportunity to work in West Valley.
Can you introduce your family?
Sure. So, my husband, Jorge Noé Espino. My daughter, she is 11 years old, Betbirai Sismai. Stand up. Betbirai Sismai. My 13 years old, Uciela Trai. My 17 years old, who just served in a National Guard yesterday, Javier. My daughter, 15 years old, Vitia. My other one is Noemi, 3 years old. Say hi. And 4 years old, Noah Jabnel. And I have my other one, Joram Josephat. He is working right now. He missed this great time, but yeah. So he will be 21 on next month. Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. With that, we go on to the comment period in our agenda. We have one person who signed up to speak. Comment period is open to the public on any topic they want. We simply remind you it's not a discussion back and forth. Certainly the council can ask questions and interact at some point, but we give everyone, the time is yours to use as you want. So Robert Erickson, if you would come forward.
Hi, my name is Robert Erickson. I live in Chesterfield. First of all, I'd just like to thank you all for your service and the thanks to the wonders of the internet, we're able to track the progress that ordinance is making in my neighborhood, and it's greatly appreciated. So I just kind of thought it was a little strange. Last week nobody spoke, so I get up. So, however, Saturday, just across from us on 3rd Street, they're putting up fence and they're building another coop just as fast as they can. So I would just ask that we could get that whole ordinance of, I don't know what you're gonna call it, for the OCB board fence and all that stuff, was explained briefly to us by Mr. Morris last week. Before it gets just too far out of hand. So, thank you very much, and that's all I got.
Okay, thank you very much. Was there anyone else here to speak? Okay. Seeing none, we'll close that, go to our city manager for any comments.
I'm good, Mayor. I don't have any tonight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you to the council. No one's looking like they want to speak, so we'll move on our agenda to resolutions. We have resolution 16-65. This is a proposal to amend the contract with the company that is handling tasers. We want to replace our tasers. I believe that there's a portion of those. This is also tied in with our video cameras. The total bill is 900-some thousand, but the actual change from the current contract to the new contract was, I think it was 327,000? 321,000, excuse me. And so this will do several things. In addition to the tasers, it will also increase the storage for capturing digital images from the cameras. We're finding that that is a big deal, and it's only going to grow with time. And so, the storage costs are may end up being the biggest cost in connection with these cameras in the long run. I don't know, but it's certainly a significant factor. And that will help. And so that's the proposal that is before us on those, and this would authorize the city to go ahead and enter into that contract. We believe those funds, at least for this year, and we don't know how long, but will be just covered from our existing budget. So with that introduction, we'll turn to the council for comments.
I move for approval, resolution 16-65.
Second.
We have a motion and a second before us on the approval of this resolution. Any discussion to that? Seeing no discussion, then we'll place it for a vote with our city recorder, if she'll take that vote.
Councilman Vincent?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lang?
Yes.
Councilman Bueller?
Aye.
Councilman Hune?
Aye.
Councilman Christensen?
Yes.
And Mayor Bigelow?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. We now go to resolution 16-66, approve an interlocal contract. This is a cooperative purchasing group out of Houston, Galveston area. They were selected because they apparently have some items that we need that we can purchase there at a discounted price. They investigated a number of them. This was the best one for those needs. It doesn't cost us anything. It simply makes us a part of the group so that we're able to purchase utilizing this group purchasing power. So that's the issue before us. We'll turn it to the council for any action.
Mayor, I move for approval of resolution 16-66.
Second?
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? And so that you're aware, these are items that we have previously discussed in a council meeting. We actually talked about it last week in our study session. So we got most of our questions answered. So if it seems like we're moving fast, it's because we've answered all our questions. And most of these are not major concerns, but fairly routine operating items. And I noted someone in the audience raised their hand. Generally, we don't take public input on these. But if you do have a question, we'd be happy to meet with you afterwards and talk with you about it. Okay. With that then, to our city recorder for the vote.
Councilman Christensen?
Yes.
Councilman Hune?
Aye.
Councilman Bueller?
Aye.
Councilwoman Lang?
Yes.
Councilman Vincent?
Yes.
And Mayor Bigelow?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. We now go to resolution 16-67. And this will be a reimbursement agreement for storm drain improvements. This is at 7114 West SR 201, the north frontage road, just on the north side of SR 201. That little piece of part of West Valley City up there. And so as we're putting this in, this will actually help in the drainage that is now an open drain being put into a culvert. And there's work that we have to do. And in fact, we also have some other parts of that, another resolution that we'll deal with in a minute, but this will enclose that, and that needs to drain from the roads back that way. There are issues there because it doesn't have anywhere to go without that. So it would just sit there. And that would certainly have an impact on people driving on that road. We wish it would rain more, and it was a problem all the time, but of course, when it does rain, it is a problem. So with that introduction then to the council.
Mayor, I would move for approval of resolution 16-67.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? Seeing no further discussion, we'll place that for a vote with the city recorder.
Councilman Vincent?
Yes.
Councilwoman Lang?
Yes.
Councilman Bueller?
Aye.
Councilman Hune?
Aye.
Councilman Christensen?
Yes.
And Mayor Bigelow?
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Okay, next we have our resolution 16-68. This is for a delay agreement for installing improvements. Specifically, what this relates to is that normally we have companies install curb and gutter. In that particular area, there's not a lot of development, there's not much curb and gutter, and if you put the curb and gutter in, there's not sufficient drainage. It will just pool because it's flat ground, I guess, or as close as we can get to flat in places. So there's a great challenge. It's in the best interest of the city to delay that improvement, and we're not sure if that will ever develop and be issues there, but at least for now it doesn't make sense to have them install it and the water just sit there. What drainage is needed is covered by the storm drain that we're putting in, and along the rest of it it'll just kind of dissipate because it's just dirt and hopefully seep into the ground and help the groundwater table. With that introduction, that's the same location there on the North Frontage Road. We'll turn to the council.
I would move approval of Resolution 16-68.
Second?
We have a motion and a second to approve that resolution. Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll place it for a vote.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
Councilman Hune,
Aye.
Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
Councilwoman Lang,
Yes.
Councilman Vincent,
Yes.
and Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you very much. We have next on our agenda our consent calendar. There are 3 items on there, resolutions 16-69, 70, and 71. These are typically construction easements, storm drain easements, access easements. One is on South President's Drive, the other 2 are here by Lehman Avenue in conjunction with our development of the park behind us and the changes that are taking place there. Given that these are on our consent agenda, we often will do those as a group. So with that introduction, very routine, very common type of items that we do with little controversy. To the council.
Mayor, move for approval of the 3 items on the consent agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve all 3 items on the consent agenda. Any further discussion? Seeing none, we'll turn to our city recorder for the vote.
Councilman Vincent,
Yes.
Councilwoman Lang,
Yes.
Councilman Bueller,
Aye.
Councilman Hune,
Aye.
Councilman Christensen,
Yes.
and Mayor Bigelow.
Aye.
Motion passes unanimously.
Thank you. Next we go to item 10 on our agenda, new business, and this is the submission of the 2016-2017 proposed budget. We'll turn to our city manager for an introduction on that.
Thank you, sir. So Mr. Welch, who is our finance director, is doing what is largely a ceremonial passing around of the hard copy of the tentative budget or proposed budget that you'll have before you. And that actually does include all 4 budgets that you'll consider tonight or be presented with. You won't actually consider it formally, but presented with, which includes the general budget, the housing authority budget, the building authority budget, and the 4th one, whichever it was. Oh, the RDA, the redevelopment agency's budget. And as we're doing that, maybe I could just, for the public purpose, describe just shortly what that budget process entails. It's months long. It's frankly about 8 or 9 months of the calendar year in which we are either assessing the old year's budget, projecting what new year revenues would be, considering what the next year's expenditures would be, or actually approving and putting in place that budget. And that cycle lasts from about January to roughly August timeframe each and every year. I would like to publicly thank Mr. Welch and his staff for all the work and time they put into that budget, as well as the council for the consideration of the budget as they're being presented and the questions and the policy decisions they make as they do that every year will be over the next couple of years. So with that, Mayor, that's it.
Thank you, and certainly to Jim and his staff, we say thank you, Mr. Welch, because the creation of the budget is not just simply a list of where to spend the money, but in order to meet statutory requirements, transparency requirements, a lot of things have to be done. And then in addition with that, in order to meet high quality standards, certain things must be done, which the city has consistently done over the years and been recognized for their performing at a very high level. So appreciate their work on that on our behalf, on behalf of the citizens of our West Valley City. And this is available on the internet for people to review as well out there, so everyone has a chance to take a look at it and see where the money is going. And there will be further discussions and undoubtedly some modifications and additions to the budget, but we'll deal with those at a later date. With that then, thank you very much. To the council, any comments? All quiet. Okay. There is no need for an executive session. That completes our business. Any final comments? If not, we have one last motion and we're done with our work.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Passes unanimously. We're adjourned. Thank you for coming tonight.
And we have some other meetings, though.
Oh, that's right.
Since that meeting is adjourned, call to order the regular meeting of the West Valley City Redevelopment Agency. Note that all members of the agency, other than Mr. Nordfeld, are present. We have had an opening ceremony. We have the minutes of April 5th, 2016.
Mr. Chair, I move for approval of the minutes of April 5th of 2016.
Second?
A motion second, any discussion to the minutes? Then all in favor of approving the same, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Minutes are approved unanimously. Mr. Pyle, do we have any communications or report tonight?
No, sir, other than, as noted in the previous meeting, and this is really the next item, you already have the budget as presented to you in the handout, just given.
No, that we have received the proposed budget for the 2016-2017 fiscal year, and we'll be taking the action on it in the future. Then we have no other business on the agenda scheduled for tonight, unless there's anything that needs to be brought up by members of this body. Seeing none, one last motion would be in order.
Motion to adjourn.
We have a motion to adjourn. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? We are adjourned.
Call to order the regular meeting of the Building Authority, West Valley City Building Authority. Note that we've had our opening ceremony. All members are present except Mr. Nordfeld, who has been excused. First item on the agenda is our minutes of April 5th.
Mr. Chair, I move for approval of the April 5th, 2016 minutes.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded. All in favor of accepting the minutes, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Mr. Pyle, any communications or report?
No, sir, thank you.
Okay. Do you have also something to submit to us?
Yes, sir. Thank you for the opportunity, and the budget for the building authority is submitted hereby officially to you as a board.
Thank you very much. Any other business before this authority? We'll take one final motion.
Motion to adjourn.
Okay, we are adjourned.
Call to order the West Valley City, this is the Housing Authority. And note that Chairman Nordfeld is not present, and acting as the Vice Chair, I will conduct this meeting. We've had the opening ceremony, and again, the roll call indicate that Mr. Nordfeld was absent. We have approval of the minutes of April 5th.
Mr. Chairman, I would move for approval of the minutes of April 5th, 2016.
Second.
A motion is second. Any discussion or a motion? Or a vote, I guess. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Okay, we either have communications or report or new business from our officer.
Thank you, sir. No communications or report. However, in the new business items that you have there, you have the proposed budget for 2016, 2017 included in your packet.
Thank you. Note that we do have the budget that's been presented to us, and we will vote on it at a future meeting. So we have one other item left.
Mr. Chair, I move that we adjourn.
This meeting is adjourned.